I was gonna say that, like, I think that those women who just think that they could do it all by themselves, it's gonna be a hard reality when, say you're doing regular things like going grocery shopping and you got some heavy groceries you got to carry up the stairs. You don't got your man to help you with that. If you need furniture, need to do assembly, stuff like that, there's nobody to help you. You got to go pay for it. So I think that those types of women, I think after a while, they're going to really see, how bad it is when you think you got it all down and you could do everything a man could do, but really it's a lot harder than that. And it's just, I think that those types of women just take life for granted,
Mm,
and they just have to go through the hardships to realize the value that a man can bring in the household.
mm-hmm.
Not only just the companionship too, the protection, but knowing that, we as women, no matter what, we're going to have limits. We're never going to be able to do more than men. We're not stronger than men. So it's like, trying to exceed them in that way is just delusional.
Yeah,
And it's like,
yeah.
it's not even, can I do the same things a man can do? It's, do I even want to? You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Because you
Mm-hmm.
sitting there busting your ass, putting a table together or mounting the TV or doing all that, you could do it, I'm sure. But do you want to do it? Do you really want to do it?
Mm-hmm.
After
Yeah.
mounting 4 TVs, wouldn't it have been a lot
Yeah.
easier to,
Right.
have a homeboy or a man
Yeah.
around to do it, like, and you watch him and, cook him a meal while he's putting on the stuff?
Yeah.
We take
Hmm.
pride in that stuff. We take pride in stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure when Hank go out there and mow the yard and trim the hedges and walk in the house, you know what I'm saying, with his nuts swinging, like he got a nice plate waiting for him. We take pride in that. You know what I mean?
Hold on, Jay. Hold on, Jay. Dang.
But we take pride in stuff like that, man. So it's, do they want to do it? And the other
But
thing is, like, feminism is, like, it's monetizable. You understand what I'm saying? Which is
yes.
why it's, even in music, it bleed in music. You had Beyonce with the independent woman, throw them hands up at me, blah blah blah. She's married. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got a nigga quick early in the game. You know what I'm saying? You wasn't even out your 20s. You was barely out your teens. If you want to keep it a buck, if you want to really do the research, you know what I'm saying? Her mom taught her that.
Yeah.
Don't you do this shit alone. Who's
Right.
that, Sean? Yeah, let me introduce you to my daughter, uh, Cardi B. All of these people that musically preach feminism, they trying to get a husband.
Right.
Don't let them tell you different.
My my thing is with the women that want to do things by themselves, that's fine. I think everybody should have their right to make a choice. So if the women want to be feminists and they want to do things, I'm like, just go somewhere in the earth and just find a land somewhere and just do your thing. But they won't do that. It's like, if it's that bad and you don't like men that much, just take all the feminist women, y'all come together and say, listen, we out, and go find some land somewhere and just make your own,
Subdivision.
country or whatever.
Have their own
Yeah, like,
subdivision.
what's the problem? Just go. But they won't go because at the end of the day, they still need someone to make the male parts that they use to masturbate to.
What is with you
Because
and
at the end of the day,
masturbating, man? What is going on?
it and listen, you want to end an argument with a feminist? Go, if you want to end an argument with a feminist, just say to her, "What is in your drawer? What do you hide underneath your bed?"
Hmm.
That's how you end the conversation, because she's gonna be like, "Well, what are you talking about?" I'm like, "What do you have underneath your bed? Like, what do you have in your drawer?" And she'll tell you, "None of your business." Why? Because if you go into her drawer and you go into her under the bed, you're gonna find a male penis. You're gonna find something that pretends to lick the vagina. All the stuff that she wants men to do.
Okay. One thing I want to point out that I think Jay, Dory, and Straight Like That kind of are touching on is the way in which feminism makes you buy into community, right? Like you have to now purchase a man through dildos. You now have to purchase or have someone come over and build your bed. You have to now purchase all of these relationships that you would have naturally had if you built community, which I think you guys touched on really well. Is um, even through music, it is monetized. Feminism is a capitalistic tool. It separates us and then tries to make us buy back the things we would have naturally would have had. I think you guys, in your own way, touched on that.
Should young girls be taught to aspire motherhood first or ambition first?
Oh wow. I don't know if
Good
those things are
question.
mutually exclusive. I think if you want to be a good mother, you have to be somewhat ambitious. I think you have to be willing to develop yourself and be hungry about making sure that you develop good people because they're a reflection of you. I don't know if that's mutually exclusive.
Yeah, I just my first thought with this is you need to learn how to take care of yourself first before you take care of kids. You need to be able to at least have some experience with financial responsibility and just getting out there in the world before you do it. Like I that's my only thing. Like that can be part of ambition,
Yeah,
but that's also going to help you to be able to take care of somebody else because I
yeah,
can't imagine you trying to have a kid and you never even paid a single bill. You
yeah.
never like I can't imagine that. So that's my thing with that.
Do you think if if your goal one day is to be a mother, then you should go through the self development part of like living on your own, how to be emotionally mature. Like you have to go through all of these things before you have a child.
I mean, the living on your own part, that's kind of, I'm on the
Or
fence with that. Maybe definitely the financial responsibility and, the emotional stability first.
mhm.
Just making sure that you're ready before you do it.
I
Yeah.
agree because there's a lot of emotionally immature mothers, parents in general,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
So yeah, I agree. What do you think, Jay?
No, I think Dory said it. You need to be taught self-sufficiency, as
Mhm.
far as knowing how to, balance finances in a skill, identifying what you're good at so you can do that because you never know when you might have to go back to it. You know what I mean? Like you want to have it be balanced, you want to teach the child how to cater to someone or how to life skills, things that they can share with someone else, but definitely initially teach them self-sustainability, and then that self-sustainability can be shared with another partner. You know how to cook, you know how to balance bills, you know how to do all that. You might not have to do it, but in the need that you need to do it, you have that ability.
Yes.
All right, straight like that, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. You heard straight like that? Or you ready to talk about some more dildos?
Stop playing, bro.
Yeah, drink whooping
Nah,
his ass. Yeah.
nah. I'll let you go first. And
Pause.
Okay. So as far as the question, should young girls be taught to aspire to be motherhood first or ambition first? Okay. Well, look, unfortunately, a lot of fathers do teach their daughters to be ambitious first. Most fathers can't imagine teaching their daughter motherhood because when it comes with motherhood, that means they got to have, you know, they got to get their dick stuck to them. So most fathers don't want to imagine that come to that, even though if we want grandkids, it's gonna have to happen. You know what I'm saying? If she's gonna get married, husband's gonna want some sex. So regardless, it's gonna happen. But most men, most fathers, and really most women too, parents, they're gonna teach their daughters, to better take care of themselves, to go to college, get an education, get your degree, and do all of that. And hopefully, in the meantime, between time, you're gonna learn a little something about motherhood, in passing, because you see your mother doing her gender role type things that she would do. You know, she's cleaning, she's making sure the house is well kept. She's taking care of her husband, doing those type of things. Um, Maybe having you in there cooking, you know, helping her while she is cooking, while she's cleaning up. I need you to, you know, you dry the dishes off while I'm washing and stuff like that. So hopefully that's what I think most parents are doing in that way. But all of the while we at the dinner table, well, you make sure you stay in school, remain, you know, keep your GPA, you know what I'm saying? So we can roll into a good college, so we get accepted to these good colleges and go from there. So